The story begins by showing a beautiful island. We see a ship in the middle of the sea, where a boy was taking pictures of 3 girls, but a shark was also wandering there in the water. And then we see a huge shark that has 4 heads. She instantly attacks the shark who was roaming there. Blood mixes into the water. Then a girl sees blood in the water and informs everyone. Later, they see the upper part of the shark who was coming toward them. But instead of being afraid, the boy takes pictures of her. But that shark was approaching them quickly. In a while, she attacks their ship, and in one strike she ate them after killing them. After coming out of the water, we see the 4-headed shark. Her size was quite bigger than others. Then we see a police station where an officer whose name was Sterling. He hears that news on mobile phone. Then he goes to check with his companion to find the reason for their death. But they find nothing but a camera. Then by checking this camera, they find the picture of that 4-headed shark. They become shocked after seeing this. They think the shark might have killed them, but they were in this thought, is there any shark that exists? That's why they meet with an army doctor whose name was Angie. She has a lot of information about sea creatures. They showed her the picture of that 4-headed shark, and they ask, is there any shark that has 4 heads? The senior doctor tells them, no, there is not a such kind of shark. This picture is edited, in which the heads are joined with the help of the setting. After hearing this, Angie said, exactly, this is the matter. And then the officers go from there. Later, we see both doctors on the ship with their 4 companions. Here senior doctor informs them of his plan, and he says, that 4-headed shark exists in reality, and I am here to catch that shark, because my water tank is not working properly, and people don't come to check it. That's why I am facing loss, and if I had 4-headed sharks in my tank, imagine how much I will benefit. There will be a huge crowd for this to see, and I'll earn a huge amount. Now, they leave to catch that shark by sitting on the ship. After going into the middle of the sea, they throw the shark's blood into the sea. They begin to keep an eye. After placing a camera below the ship, they begin to wait for the shark. After smelling the blood, finally, the 4-headed shark comes. After attacking the ship, she breaks the camera placed on the ship. Later, she attacks the ship and takes one of their companions with her. After coming into the sea, she eats him after killing him. Seeing this, the other people become quite afraid and their condition becomes fragile. In a while, the 2 officers, Sterling and his companions, arrive there. They inform Sterling that a strange fish killed our companion after attacking him. After showing them the picture 4-headed shark, Sterling asks, is this that shark? After becoming shocked, they tell yes, it is the same shark. These officers begin to think deeply about this case. They decide that will ban people's arrival on this sea. People's arrival here is no less than endangered. We see the same shark that was anxious to find her new prey. A fisherman has come to the sea after taking his ship so he can do fishing. Later, after attacking his boat terribly, the shark flips his boat. The fisherman falls into the water. The shark attacks him and eats him with her 4 terrible heads. The next day, Angie and the senior doctor were convincing their companions to catch the shark. They were still in deep mourning because of the death of their companion. They were also scared, but they agreed to this. Later, they reached the place where all the ships were placed. They meet a shark hunter here. He preys on the sharks. Dr. Angie has called him. He is a good friend of hers, and they like each other. Later, they depart from there on their ship to catch the shark. Later, we see a research team in the sea that has come to discover something. Later, one of their team members, a girl, goes to another side, separate from them. Later, the shark sees her and begins to chase her. Later, she eats her after attacking her. Later, we see another ship in which some people have come for a visit. Later, they see a whale in the water that was waving her body like a wave. They like her and begin to capture her pictures. Later, the 4-headed shark arrives there. She attacks the whale. In the meanwhile, in this terrible attack, she kills her. After seeing this, everyone on the ship becomes astonished. They can't believe what they've seen. Without wasting any time, the ship owner informs the police about this. Sterling also hears and heads directly to catch the shark. On the other side, the shark was approaching their ship. Seeing this, the ship owner manages everyone and takes his ship toward the shore. Meanwhile, Sterling also arrives there after taking 2 officers to help them. The ship owner exits everyone one by one from the ship. Later, An officer looks at the shark that was approaching them. He begins to fire his gun at the shark, but the shark attacks him after emerging. She takes no time in eating him. And later she goes toward the ship of the shark hunter. They were ready because they want to fix a tracker on her body. It is actually a device to find or have an eye on anything. As the shark emerges from the water to attack them, the shark hunter, after hitting the shark with his gun after taking the right chance, he fixes the tracker, but the shark doesn't leave her prey here as well. After emerging again, the shark attacks their companion after taking her into the water. She eats her after attacking her. Seeing this, they become upset again because they lost their two companions for catching the shark. We see the shark in the water whose tail begins to change because she has eaten a shark before and a new head emerges instead of her tail. Now, she becomes a five-headed shark. After emerging from the sea, they come to the water tank place of the senior doctor. Sterling has also come to help them. One of their companions becomes furious at the senior doctor because of him. Their two companions and many other innocents have lost their lives. That's why he approaches him to attack him, but the shark hunter stops him on the other side. Many people have come to the shore to enjoy the waves. After seeing a large number of people there, the shark also comes there and begins to attack them one by one. After seeing this horrible scene, people begin to run from the shore. Hearing this, Sterling reaches there after taking many people from the investigation. He learns that the shark has eaten 5 people and injures many people. After knowing this, Dr. Angie feels bad and becomes angry. She decides not to leave the shark but rather kill her at any cost. She tells everyone that the shark runs away from the dolphin's sound. After playing the dolphin's sound on the speaker, we'll send the shark to the other place. There we'll explode her with the bomb. And they reach the seashore and discuss their further plan. They have 3 speakers, and with their usage, they'll take the shark on the other side. Sterling and his companions go with their ship along with the police ship. After moving ahead, both of the ships separate from each other. They can place the speaker in the right place, and the senior doctor apologizes to all. It is all my fault, and this all happened because of me. I'm ashamed and please forgive me. I've been greedy to save my water tank. Later, Angie drops the speaker into the water, but the shark goes in the wrong direction. After listening to its sound, the shark goes somewhere else rather than the place where they wanted to send her. That place was too close to Sterling's ship. Sterling learns because of the tracker that the shark is approaching their ship. Suddenly, they stop getting the shark's signal because the shark has arrived under their ship. Sterling's companion begins to find her after taking the gun. Seeing this, the shark hits their ship hard. Because of this, his companion falls into the water after being imbalanced. Later, the shark tears her body into pieces after attacking her and eats her. Sterling fires his gun to save his friend, but it was too late. It was useless, and after eating her, the shark approaches Sterling to eat him. After attacking the ship, she breaks the wings of the ship and it stops there. Sterling informs the shark hunter about the current situation via radio. The shark hunter tells Sterling to throw the fish's blood toward our ship. I'll see the shark now. He does that exactly, and he throws the fish's blood toward them. As a result, the shark leaves Sterling and begins to go toward their ship. Seeing the shark approaching them, the hunter says, "She is coming. Be prepared." Meanwhile, the tracker removes from the shark's body, and they think the shark has left somewhere on the way. After throwing the bombs into the water, they begin to wait for the shark. Later, the shark comes there. As she was about to eat that bomb, another normal shark eats that bomb. They think that the 5-headed shark has eaten the bomb. The shark hunter presses a button from a huge explosion hits. The shark tears into pieces. They become happy that they've got rid of the shark. Their happiness was not last long. Meanwhile, we see the 5-headed shark in the water that was alive and was eating the shark's flesh that angrily approaches their ship. After attacking the ship, she breaks its wings, and the ship breaks. The shark hunter informs Sterling about this and asks him for help. He says, "Okay, don't worry. I'll call a police helicopter for help." The shark hits the ship hard and a girl falls into the water. Seeing this, her friend jumps into the water to save her. Later, both begin to come into the ship after swimming, but the shark was behind them. She was rapidly chasing them and comes to them in a little time. Seeing this, the senior doctor throws a weapon at the shark and she goes from there. By mistake, the rope attached to the weapon traps the doctor's feet and takes him into the water, but the shark was already waiting for him in the water. She eats him after attacking him. Everyone becomes afraid and thinks their number will be the next. She'll not leave us, but the shark hunter tells them after giving them a gun, we shouldn't give up too early. We'll stop the shark, but if we're destined to be killed, we'll encounter her later. The shark begins to approach their ship for attacking them. Seeing this, the shark hunter asks everyone to fire and the shark becomes afraid. Her attention diverts and she goes to the other side. Later, they see their rescue police helicopter has arrived. As the helicopter was approaching them, the shark jumps upside and after attacking the helicopter, she takes it into the water. She was approaching their ship and the shark hunter places the bomb with the hook and asks Angie's friend to throw the net into the water from the other side. As the shark comes toward the net, the shark hunter, after jumping into the water, places the hook with the shark that has bombs attached. As the shark goes away from the ship, a huge explosion hits, and everyone confuses to see this because they think the shark hunter has also died with the shark. Later, after coming from the water, he comes into the ship. He was alive and everyone becomes happy to see him. Later, he hugs Angie and asks her, will you marry me? They like each other, so she happily agrees to marry. In the end, they all were happy that they'd fought the deadly shark bravely and killed her. The story ends with this. Thanks for watching.